Happiness is a fickle thing, and it's strange because it's almost as if it's one of those things where you can only really feel it in the past tense. Because, at least for me, I can tend to make up this very idealized, pedestalized version of what I think happiness is, and when I come to the point of realization that I am in a place where things are working out nicely and things are going well, you don't have that same sense of greatness, that same sense of majesty that we can imbue into this kind of picture, this idea of what we believe happiness to be. And it seems like happiness is just the absence of unhappiness. Almost like cold is just the absence of heat. I've come to realize that the benefit of improving our lives and of making new routines and habits that are healthy and good and sustainable for us isn't to feel some incredible level of happiness all of the time, or even a large amount of the time, or even a significant amount of the time. Because in reality, we are only just taking away the negative feelings that we were experiencing from eating bad food and going to bed really late and all these really common sense things that we hear all of the time, but that can be very easy to dismiss as simply marginal improvements, which in reality isn't accurate, because the distance that we've gained in the terms of our satisfaction has been incredible, but we're not able to properly appreciate that, because it's almost like when we have a blocked nose. I've got a bit of a block on right now, but when we have a clear nose, we're not even aware of it. It's just something that's happening, that's there, that is not something that we're appreciating in that moment. Whereas when we have a blocked nose, then we think about all of the times, I would have really loved to being able to not have a blocked nose right now, and I will make sure that I am grateful for every moment that my nose is clear again. But then, inevitably, when the blocked nose goes away and we have a clear nose again, we seem to forget this. But there's another aspect to happiness that I think is really important to note. It's where we feel like we need to be 100% absolutely, completely happy with whatever person, decision, or new opportunity that we are faced with. Whereas in reality, we are never going to be 100% satisfied, completely fulfilled, completely happy with anything in our external environment. It's just not possible. So to have this as the baseline or the standard for moving forward with something can really hold us back. Sorry then, what are you saying, Matt? Do we just want to not be happy with anything we have and not satisfied? Of course not. But there does have to be some consideration made for the imperfect nature of reality, and especially interactions with other people. That is something that we can most certainly never get exactly the way that we want. So another way of approaching these kinds of situations is, rather than thinking that these need to be perfectly exactly what we've been envisioning and idealizing since day one, a new approach would be to instead prioritize being happy enough. Now, enough is a very strange word because it can mean a lot of different things to different people. But the way that I describe it in this context, to be happy enough, is to be solid enough in ourselves, to be well grounded in our foundations to an extent to which, if the scenario that we have chosen, that we have started, isn't serving us or turns out not to be healthy for us, then we can walk away still feeling certain, solid, and secure in ourselves. But where the problem can come in is if we aren't certain and solid in ourselves, and we try something new and we do something different, be it with another person or organization or whatever it may be, then there is the potential that we could be mistreated or taken advantage of, and we think that that's all right. And so we stay there and we keep fulfilling these patterns, hoping things will change. Whereas in reality, the best option can potentially be to just remove ourselves from that scenario. So if it isn't serving us, if it isn't something that really matches up with the kind of people that we are and the people that we want to be, then we have that confidence and we have that ability to move on and to find something that is a better fit and that makes more sense and is more aligned with us. This is something that I think is really crucial for pretty much every facet of life, be it relationships or work, or even our relationship with ourselves in a strange way. We need to be able to be happy enough with ourselves, happy enough with the relationships that we have, happy enough with the work that we are doing, to then be able to be sure that we are in the areas and the places doing the things that is best for us. So the take-home message is that things don't need to be perfect. They don't need to be this idealized version of what we think it could be or should be. It just needs to be good enough so that we are having our needs met and that we are meeting the needs of whatever the scenario that we are participating in. I'm going to have to make a longer video on this in the future because there is just so much to talk about in this topic. But for now, I'll leave you with that little nugget, and I hope you enjoyed. I hope it was valuable. If you have any suggestions or feedback or ideas, feel free to put them in the comments. But for now, thank you for watching, thank you for being here, and I'll see you next time.